You really are a brazen woman for coming into this household when all of the family is ignoring you. A high school dropout lowlife like you can go ahead and eat in the doghouse tonight, lol. So this means there'll be no food made for me tonight? There's no way there could be any food made for you in this household, lol. Why would we ever want to serve food to a high school dropout lowlife like you? There is still a bag of dog food out there left over, so you can have that to eat. No, I'll make something for myself, so don't worry. Huh? You'll make something? I'm telling you right now that you're not allowed to use this house's kitchen, alright? That's completely fine. I have some camping equipment that I can use. I was thinking about going to the park nearby and making up some curry for dinner. I see. Then go right ahead and do so, lol. Just make sure that whatever rancid curry you're capable of making doesn't have its smell latch onto you when coming home. I think it's really difficult to make something like curry smell rancid. But don't worry. I don't think any of the smell will come close to the house, even if I have a bit of the smell in my clothing. Well, considering we could kick you out of this house whenever we'd like, you should really get started on learning how to live out in the elements, lol. Yes, that's correct. Well, you seem to be very understanding of me today. Then let me ask you this. Could you please leave the house for good starting tomorrow? What? You seem to be really into that camping thing now, right? I like to think it suits you very much, and you could do a lot better living outside than in this house. So, I was thinking I could help you along by forcing you to stay out, lol. Ugh, so you're just going to kick me out of the house for good outright now? I still can't believe how long you've made it squatting in our house when the whole family has been ignoring you this whole time. I'll have you leave this house for good, though, tomorrow, so please be ready for that. My husband has been telling me that those with a low-level education shouldn't even have a right to talk to us. So when you're out of the house, we will all finally have the ability to talk freely again, lol, and not one person will feel sorry for you, lol. So you won't even regret kicking me out? Why the heck would we regret getting a shameless squatter out of our house, lol? Alright then, I'll be leaving your house for good tomorrow. Just remember that no matter what you say to me, I'm not going to be coming back there. Of course I'll remember that, gladly, lol. If you actually came back, I'd have to take more extreme measures and literally kick you out, lol.
Hey, Shay, what the hell is going on here? I heard that you left the house for good. Why would you do something like that?
You're asking me why I left that house for good now? Do I really have to explain to you of all people the reason for as to why I had to leave?
Wait, I get that you and my parents haven't really been getting along with one another too well recently, but...
Your parents? It's not only your parents, Royce. Things haven't been going well between me and all of you, right? I mean, not only has it been your parents ignoring me this whole time, but you as well.
But when it's just been you and I've done everything to make you comfortable, right?
Yet, when your family, especially your parents, are around, you join in with them, treating me like garbage, and I've had enough of that crap from you all. How the hell do you call yourself a husband when you can't even protect your wife? Idiot! I have no use for you anymore, Royce.
Hold on a sec. I have a position in this family that I have to uphold. There was no other choice for me all those times.
That's right. There wasn't any other choice for you. So go ahead and continue to stay in that position, protecting it over me. I'm leaving the house now, and your family.
Hold on, please. If you go and leave this house for good, how are we going to be able to pay the rent here? You and I have been paying half and half this whole time, right?
Half and half? Lol. I've been paying close to 80% of the rent there, while you just fork over a measly 20%, lol. Due to the fact that you work a worthless job still, you don't make enough to pay for half the rent, lol.
Are you trying to make fun of me now? I'm the one that actually graduated from one of the most prestigious universities in the United States.
Yet, you're now making less than someone who didn't even graduate from high school. Both you and the rest of your family, you all just love to brag about your education and crap. But look at you all. What the hell happened? 2 of you are unemployed, and the other is just a paper pusher making half what a full-time store clerk could be making.
What did you say?
No matter what I've said, the only retorts your parents have are about one's education, when them and yourself are all useless. I don't enjoy being made fun of for my education when I'm the one who is making the big bucks here.
You! Who are you calling useless?
I'm calling you and the rest of your family useless. You all just love making fun of someone for being a high school dropout, but don't want to acknowledge the fact that the high school dropout is the one making all the money and supporting every single one of you. Lol. It's pathetic, lol.
Now you're saying too much there. Take all that back right now!
Who the hell would take back the truth? I have had to put up with all of your ignoring me and my needs for months now. Sure, I know that I'm partially responsible for having to carry on for months like that because I shouldn't have put up with that from the start, but without me in the house, your parents will not be able to carry on, now will they? Originally, I didn't want to leave your house knowing that fact to be true, but after how much constant crap I've been forced to chew on, I'm out of here.
Hey, come on now, please! Please rethink what you're doing here!
How about you stop begging for me to sit around and go tell both of your parents the damn truth? Tell them that their beloved son is so useless that he has to survive on his wife's income or else he'll end up homeless, just like the both of them will, lol.
How much more are you gonna make fun of me before you're happy?
I don't think I'll ever be happy now with how much I can make fun of someone like you, so I'm going to keep it up forever. I need to watch as you and your family go down from here on out, from the sidelines, of course. I'll really enjoy your guys' screams for having me come back really soon here, lol. Now, I'm heading out towards my own life, and I'll never be coming back here again. As for our divorce, I'll be working with a lawyer here soon to get that all taken care of.
Hold on for just 1 second, please!
Shay, you are allowed to come back to our house now. What's that? I'm saying my husband and I are okay with you coming back and living in our home again. This is wonderful news for you, right? So why don't you come on back now and live with us? What are you talking about right now, Dana? I was going to assume that after a month without me, you'd be wanting to apologize for everything you'd done to me before, but you're not. Apologize? And what was it again that we did to you that would require an apology? I assumed that you had finally learned your lesson and would want to come back home now. That's why I'm allowing your return. Damn. How large does one's pride have to be for them to talk with such arrogance? Then allow me to take the lead of this conversation from you. Dana, have you guys been able to pay the rent on that house this month? And that is the reason right there for why you want me to come back and live with you all now, right? If you'd like for someone to want to go back to their abuser's house, how about starting with an "I'm sorry" or something like that? By doing that, you'll have a far better chance of getting the victim to want to move back in with you. What the hell? Acting all tough now, are we? That's because I'm both tough and powerful. I'd been the one paying off most of the rent on that place every month for the 3 of you, and it was all because of me that you, your husband, and your son were able to live there without having to give a damn, right? Well, I never freaking knew about that at the time. Royce went and lied to the both of his parents about it. I'm sure that's the case. He especially has a very large pride that he's not mature enough to let down a little. But who might have he gotten that kind of behavior from? Lol. Had my husband and I known that you were paying the rent for us, we would have told you to stop and started paying ourselves. And I'm sure you would have. You both would never want to accept the fact that a high school dropout who you'd been picking on the whole time was paying for the place you both resided in. Lol. And that is why the two of us went and kicked Royce out of the house. What? Which means we are completely fine with you coming back and living here. I know now that all Royce was doing was putting on a mask in front of his father and I to make himself look good, but when he'd go around you, he'd try to play the same game, right? That kind of a helpless man who tries to appease to both sides is someone we do not want in this house. Wow. All of that spoiling you did for Royce, and now you've gone and kicked him out, just like that. I guess when you both realized that he was completely useless, you had no other option but to kick him out. Anyhow, you come back and live here, please. Neither of us will ignore you anymore, so don't worry about that. I'll even let you use the kitchen from now on. After all you've had to realize this past month, you're still talking down to me like you have the upper hand? I did say something about this a while back, didn't I? No matter what happened with you all, I would not be going back to that house. I get that, but Royce is no longer living here, so you should be fine now, right? Sure, I really do hate his guts a lot, but when it comes to you and your husband, I hate you guys so much that the steam coming out of my ears from anger could melt steel. Not only do I not want to live with you all ever again, but I don't even want to see you guys anymore. Sorry, not sorry. What the hell are you saying? You really are the most childish person I've ever met. Yet, the woman who had been ignoring one of her family members who had been living with her for close to a year isn't childish? Is it alright if I say that I'm tired of talking to you now? You hold it right there, Shay!
Hey, Shay, do you think you could help me out just a bit? I was kicked out of my parents' house. Right now I have nowhere left to go.
I don't give a damn. What is going on with all of you? It's only been a month, yet now that everything has gone to hell for you three, you all are going to beg for my help? How dare you?
I really do feel bad for all of the things that happened to you, Shay. I was in between a rock and a hard place back then, all right? You understand what I mean, right? I really respect the both of my parents, but I also really love you, and, well, back then there was no way for me to make a move because the both of those things was too strong for me.
I've heard that excuse from you now 101 times, and for every one of those times, I have not found any way to comprehend what you mean.
Don't be so childish, Shay. How about you think about someone else for once, like me, who had been in such a tough position at the time?
Childish? You sound just like someone else I really freaking hate. Your parents were just saying that exact same thing to me, for the exact same reasons.
She was saying that? I guess my mom is thinking the same thing as me right now. But I was disowned by the both of them and kicked out of their house. I'm never gonna be meeting with either one of them ever again.
Now, how did you know that it was your mom who said that?
What?
Why did you just say your mom and not your dad then?
What? Wait. About that, Look, calling someone childish sounds like something only my mom would ever really say to someone else.
Could this mean that whole thing about you getting disowned and kicked out of their house was a lie? You're just using that as a way to try and get me to sympathize, to empathize with you, so that you can get more money out of me? If you're not going to say anything, then I'm not going to bother with you guys anymore. Really, if you guys were struggling that badly, I would have liked it if you just said that outright like grown adults would.
You have it all wrong. I was forced to do this by my mom. I'm not working together with her and my dad as an accomplice or anything. I was ordered by my mom to go out and get money from you, and if I couldn't, she'd cut ties to me along with my dad.
So, like always, you're just doing as your parents say. How pathetic and miserable of a man are you?
Shut up! I have no other choice but to do this, all right? Hey, come on now. All we need for right now is this month's rent from you, so please give it to us. Right now, I'm working a part-time job during weeknights and on the weekend to make some extra cash. I'm sure that by next month, I'll be pulling in enough to be able to pay the rent myself without any help. But I don't get paid until next month, all right? Can you at least give me some money for this month so that I don't have to lose my parents?
Huh? Why are you trying so hard right now? If both of your parents are just sucking you dry of all your money and are forcing you to now have to work that much, why not just leave them to rot and find your own place?
Because I'm their only child! That means that I have to be the one to take care of those two! This is the duty of a son! I have to be there to protect them at all costs!
Scary. So what you're telling me is, as a husband, it was not your duty to protect your wife at all costs?
I was doing my best to take care of you, all right? But the reason why my parents hated you so much was partially due to the fact that you had an attitude they didn't like.
Huh?
You were always being sassy with them anytime they'd talk to you, right? You'd also use very rash phrasing and never acted like you respected either one of them. I think that's the reason why those two had to make fun of you for being a high school dropout then. I think you should be aware that you're partially to blame for all that happened then.
The fact that you're sitting there begging me for my hard-earned money, yet still want to take a chance to preach? I knew you and your parents were one and the same thing. You all can't get enough when it comes to making me look and feel like trash.
What? No, wait, that's not what I meant! I just like to say things the way they are.
Forget it. I don't really care anymore. All I care about is summing what I learned from you today up. You want me to financially support you and your parents, right? In other words, that means you're in such a bad position that you only have me to rely on, although you're not treating me like I'm your last hope. I'll have to say no to your request for now then, since it seems you're not taking things serious enough yet.
No, wait, hold on a second, Shay. I'm sorry about that. I did a really bad job asking you for help just then.
Don't worry about the way you asked, because no matter how you would have asked me, I don't feel like giving any more of my money away to 3 arrogant slugs. How about you do what most people do and borrow some money?
Please, Shay, don't leave me like this. If you don't do anything for me here, then both of my parents are going to abandon me.
I think being abandoned by those two is the best outcome. You'll finally be free of those two and be able to do whatever you want with your time and money. Doesn't that sound great to you? Dana, if you ever come around me like that again, I'm going to call the police, alright? Huh? What are you talking about? Stop playing dumb with me for 2 seconds. I saw you out there wandering around my house like you were looking for a way inside of it. I'm not sure how you came across my new address or anything like that, but if you don't get the hell out of here, I'm calling the police. I'm just out taking a walk is all, okay? I never knew that this part of town was so close to where you live now, and if you call the police on me, that's what I'll have to tell them too, lol. Ugh, is that what you think? Well, you go ahead and do whatever and say whatever you want. Jesus, you really won't ever stop being such a tight ass, huh? Lol. Well, now that I know your house is around here, I have something I'd like to come and say to you. But before I come over, I'll give you a little rundown first. I happen to have this friend, all right? And he is a very muscular and scary-looking man who had even mastered 5 kinds of martial arts. And well, I'd like to come over and visit you with him at my side. I've never been threatened like this before. What? You think that I'm threatening you? Explain how that was me threatening you, lol. I'm not sure what about that made you think it was a threat, but if you don't mind, how about coming out from inside your house so we can talk? I came all the way out here to learn that it's where you're living, so how about you come out to say hi and chat for a bit? No thank you. Go back to your house or anywhere else right now. And as for that man you just told me about, I don't care to meet him much either. Oh, but it seems we're on our way over to your place right now. He seems to be really interested in you, actually, and has gotten a head start, lol. Is that right? But I still have no plans of going out there to meet either one of you. I'm telling you, it's best that you both go home right now. That's not going to happen now. We're on our way right now, so it's too late for you. And it's far too late for you to regret everything now, lol. So that's how things are going to be. All right, then.
Mom? What the actual hell do you think you're doing? Who the hell was that man just then? Why was he going after Ren?
What? Royce? What are you going on about right now?
I'm not joking around right now, Mom, so please get real here. I want to know who that man was you sent to Ren's house. Right as I got inside the house, he came and broke off the lock to the door. He then came in and started looking for Shay before I went and told him to stop. And then one of the security guards from the gated community came and took him down as they both threw punches at one another.
So in the end, he was taken away by security. Wait. Royce, why are you at Shay's house right now?
I came here to talk with her about the divorce and everything it entails. I brought over some other paperwork for her and was just dropping it off inside. And when that man broke into the house from behind me, it was all bad timing. Especially since that was when a security patrol was coming down the street and saw it happen.
Then, if he was taken away by security, does that mean the police?
I'm sure they're handing him over right now. Luckily, all the houses in the community have cameras all over them for that extra security, so he's gonna have to face charges for breaking and entering, as well as for assaulting one of the security guards.
Ugh. All you ever do is the most needless things when I have a plan. Having to keep such a useless son like you around has caused me enough harm. Don't you come back to the house ever again. I'm cutting ties to you forever now.
Understood, Mom.
What? You're not going to beg for me to forgive you or anything like that?
There's just one thing I'd like to ask you before I go, and that's if you're really going to be okay, Mom.
What?
If you're willing to kick me out of your house now, then who will be the one to take care of both you and Dad? Will the both of you even be able to come close to paying for rent every month there?
Wait, that's,
Honestly, though, I've been wanting to get away from the both of you for a while now. I've finally seen just how horrible of people you both really were to Ren, and that I enabled all of it to happen. I want to change my ways now after that. And in order to do such a thing, the first thing I have to do is change the environment in which I live.
Huh? Royce, are you actually planning on leaving our house?
You just told me that you were cutting ties to me, right? What did you think something like that actually meant for me? That means that I have to leave your house now whether I want to or not, and that you should be happy about it, right?
Wait, I get that I said I wanted to cut ties to you, but I never actually wanted you to take that literally just then.
Wow. Anywho, I'm gonna be leaving your house now. I'll start living on my own again and focus a lot more on working and saving up money. And when I have enough saved up, I'll give it all to Ren as a form of settlement for what had happened to her.
You hold it right there, Royce. Are you just going to abandon your father and I and leave for good?
You've been the one threatening to cut ties to me for years now, so why should this come as much of a shock to you? You should be crying tears of joy over the fact that I'm finally agreeing with it. This is my way of being a great son to you.
Excuse me, Shay. You do something about Royce right now that will set him straight. He just told me that he's going to cut ties to his father and I, and then leave this house forever. But hasn't it been you who has threatened to cut ties this whole entire time? I get that, but I was never once being serious about it. You go and explain that to him right now. And why would I want to help any of you, dumbass? What? You have become so obnoxious recently that I'm no longer going to talk kindly to you. By the way, just a second ago, you had a man break into my house through the front door and come looking for me, right? Sure, Royce was here to tell him off as the security guards came in to get him, but had he not been here, that man would have come up those stairs to my room and most likely screwed me up badly. Wait, no! I told that man to just get up in your face as a threat! I never wanted him to do any physical harm. Had he done that, I would have taken back all the money that I paid him. And him hitting Royce was not something I asked him to do. He should have never been there in the first place, right? And the same goes with the security guard. That does not matter to me now. Just know that I won't be helping someone who just tried to threaten me again. How badly has your head been damaged for you to have such a stupid thought process as that about this? You can boast all you want about your education, but those born with such a low IQ will keep that low IQ forever, lol. What? Shay, what did you just say to me? Shut your damn mouth for once. Just shut up and apologize for what you did already, lol. If you want my help, then start with an apology. Then I might actually put some thought into how to help you. Really? Yes, I would never ever lie to you, right? Ren, I am so sorry for what I've done. All of those times that I acted way out of line and treated you like crap, and today sending a man like that into your house to try and threaten you. I am so sorry for all of that. I'm sorry. Alright, understood. Goodbye forever now. What? Wait, but our promise! I just went through all that trouble to apologize to you! I know that. I told you that I'd think about helping you if you went and apologized to me, but I never said I'd outright help you. And after putting a second of thought into it, I've decided that I won't be helping you after all. Lol. Huh? What the hell, Shay? That was dirty of you! But I never once lied to you, right? Lol. What the actual frick? Hey, please. If I'm abandoned by you two now, then I'm going to lose my house and my husband for good. I don't have Royce anymore to ask for help. Hey, please help us out just one last time. You won't have a house? Well then, I have this wonderful idea for you that will totally work, lol. I've tried it out before, so it's been proven, lol. Go out behind your house and there will be a doghouse, right? How about you go live and eat in there for the time being? Lol lol lol. Thanks for what you did a little bit ago, Royce. Because of that, I didn't have to end up being beaten to a pulp.
Nah, don't worry about it. As a man, it was my job to keep a scary dude like that out of the house. And as your husband, really, I did that because for a very long time now, I've done nothing husband-like for you.
Yeah, that's true. But you're not really my husband anymore. Instead, my ex-husband, right?
That's right. Shay, I'm so sorry about everything that's happened to you. And this past month, after you were forced to leave the house and I couldn't be around you, I started to realize all of my wrongs, especially those surrounding my terrible behavior.
It's a bit too late for you to realize all of that, though, right? But you knowing now that you were in the wrong is a good thing. Now, with new understandings on how not to act as a husband and a man, go ahead and put them to work in this next chapter of your life.
So, you're really not wanting to get back together, huh?
Huh? You know very well that I'm never taking you back. The fact that I'm getting a settlement from you should be proof of that.
What? That's a joke, right? If you could just give me one more chance is all.
I will never have anything to do with you ever again, Royce. If I were to let you be my husband again, you'd be asking me to pay 80% of the rent again, right? Lol. After everything that had happened, both Dana and her husband found themselves in a situation where they could no longer afford to stay in the house they'd been living in. The loss of Royce, which had already left a massive emotional scar, ended up having practical consequences as well. They couldn't make ends meet, and as a result, they had to face the harsh reality of losing their home. It was a blow, but in a way, it was also a long time coming. Their lifestyle, their financial decisions, and the ongoing chaos they brought upon themselves were all part of the unraveling. I know that might sound harsh, but it's the truth. People don't always realize the ripple effects of their choices until they're left picking up the pieces. For Dana and her husband, this was their moment of reckoning. In some ways, it felt almost inevitable. Their actions had pushed away the people who could have helped, and now they had nothing left to rely on but themselves. During this time, Dana bombarded me with text after text, pleading for help. She begged. She rationalized, and she even resorted to guilt-tripping me, hoping I would offer a lifeline. But every time I saw one of those notifications pop up on my phone, I found myself ignoring it. The situation had grown so complicated, and emotionally, I was tapped out. I couldn't bring myself to get involved again, especially when it was clear that every interaction with her would just lead to more manipulation and pain. There was nothing left for me to give her. Nothing left for me to fix. I had learned the hard way that some people simply won't change, no matter how many chances you give them. Royce, my ex, had always been a part of that chaos. But what he said next was something I wasn't expecting. He told me he would also be ignoring his parents from now on. He didn't want to help them either, and made it clear that he was done trying to salvage a relationship that had been broken for years. Honestly, part of me wanted to be upset at him for his role in everything that had happened, but at the same time, I understood. He was done with them, done with their toxicity, their demands, their endless neediness. In many ways, it was a relief to hear that he was finally standing up for himself. I think, for the first time, he realized that no amount of effort on his part was going to fix anything. He wasn't responsible for their happiness, and he couldn't keep sacrificing his own peace for people who didn't care about him. Eventually, the pressure got to be too much for Dana and her husband. The city that had been their home was no longer an option. The ties they had to it were gone, and they had no choice but to leave. It was strange, in a way. As much as they had created their own mess, it was still odd to see them go. The city, which had been their stomping ground for so long, now felt like a distant memory, something far behind them. There was no more familiar chaos, no more late-night arguments, no more dramas that everyone else had to listen to. It was like they vanished overnight. As of now, nobody really knows where they ended up or what they're doing. There is a sense of finality to it all. I wonder if they even know themselves. Maybe they ran away from all the damage they had caused, or maybe they thought they could rebuild somewhere else. Either way, it wasn't my concern anymore. The one thing I can say is that the endless flood of text messages from Dana eventually stopped. At first, it felt like a relief. The constant barrage of notifications, the demands for help, the promises that this would be the last time she asked, it all became too much. And yet, when it stopped, there was this strange emptiness. I didn't miss her messages, but I found myself wondering if they would ever reach out again. Would they eventually come crawling back? But they never did. Not a single one. It was almost like I had been waiting for the other shoe to drop, for something else to happen. But it didn't. That chapter had come to a close, and I was left with a sense of closure I hadn't expected. The only person I still keep in touch with from that whole mess is Royce, but even that's barely a conversation. The only thing he contacts me about now is the settlement money. That's the one thing he knows I'm interested in, making sure that I get what I'm owed. It's a cold kind of relationship, but I guess that's all that's left between us. There's no more warmth. No more shared history. It's just business. He still asks occasionally if I ever changed my mind about getting back together. Every time he does, I remind him bluntly that it's never going to happen. I don't even know why he bothers asking at this point, but maybe part of him just needs to hear it again for closure. I do find it a bit sad, though, the way Royce keeps reaching out, still caught in that hope that things could somehow go back to what they once were. Maybe it's because he's had the time to reflect on everything, or maybe it's just that he doesn't know how to let go. The truth is, we've both been through so much that it's hard to imagine a version of us ever working again. Too much damage has been done, and while I want him to be happy, I've learned that some things just can't be undone. There's no going back to what we had, no matter how many times we try to convince ourselves otherwise. In some ways, I think Royce should be grateful. He had the chance to escape from those awful parents of his. They were a constant source of stress and drama in his life, and I truly believe that being away from them is the best thing he could have done for his own mental health. He now has the opportunity to build a life for himself, one that's free from the grip of his toxic family. It's hard to say what the future holds for him, but I genuinely hope he figures things out. Maybe he'll find peace. Maybe he'll find happiness. I just hope it doesn't involve trying to go back to a relationship that was never meant to last. He deserves better than that, just like I do. He should embrace this time alone, just as I have. There's so much freedom in it, living on your own, away from the expectations and demands of others. It's liberating. It's a time to rediscover yourself, to reconnect with the parts of you that got lost along the way, and I think that's the lesson I've come to learn too. As much as everything in my life has been turned upside down by all of this, there's been a strange sense of peace in the solitude. I've come to appreciate the quiet moments, the space to breathe without the weight of other people's problems on my shoulders. It's not easy, but it's freeing. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.